Morning, gang. It's Saturday, the 24th of August, 2019. Welcome to the Bracknell Television Studio Complex. And this morning's United Kingdom talk. And what is a lovely day out there. Oh, I've been busy. I didn't have a particularly good sleep last night. Don't know why. I had a lovely night at work, actually. It wasn't over busy last night because we do get affected at that place at Central Station where we do the karaoke by bank holidays. For some reason, I think everyone goes away on a bank holiday sort of around there. So, but we had enough in there to have a really good night. There's a real vibrance on a Friday night now. I don't know where that's come from. It's just suddenly sort of changed over the last few weeks, where people are just there to have a good time, and they come along and sing and they muck about a bit. Oh, it's great. It's really good. So a great night at the karaoke last night, and usually sort of round about 10:30, 11:15 on a Friday, I start getting a bit tired because, of course, I've had a long journey down from Lincolnshire. I come from Lincolnshire down to London down to King's Cross on a Saturday, on a Friday night. So, you know, I'm there, and I get in there, set everything up, and then the lovely lady upstairs, it's Christine yesterday, she done me a nice vegetarian omelette and chips, which, it was absolutely delicious, and I sat upstairs having that. Come back downstairs about 8:25, you know, ready to start at 8:30, and we started, and immediately we had a list of about 10 singers straight away, and it was someone's birthday. What was her name? Emma's birthday last night, and we had a bit of a laugh. I swore a bit last night I completely forgot that the stream was going on, so I do tend to swear a bit in live situations sometimes. So sorry about that if you were watching that last night. I do swear. You know, it is live, dear. It is live. And I didn't get tired at all, and I was really bouncy. And the people were just like up and lively and just not sitting there being boring. You know how some people sit there and be boring. They weren't. They were up and dancing. Not too many people were staring down at their iPhones, you know, typing little messages. Oh, feeling depressed today and all that. We're not interested. We're there to have a good time. I'm sorry. If you're depressed, go somewhere else or make a phone call to the Samaritans. We haven't got time to deal with those sort of people there, dear. You know, God's sake, man. So that was great. And it was great. And I got in the car. And then, again, usually on the car on the way home, I'm quite tired. Not last night. Not at all. I got back home. I had a cup of tea. Sat very quietly in my living room, just hoping that there might be a letter, you know, that had appeared. I've had no letters for like 3 weeks. I keep getting those leaflets, you know, for pizzas and takeaway Chinese food and all that stuff. But no letters. No letters today. Where are the letters? Someone's stealing my post, probably. Where is the fan mail? Exactly. So no letters. And I went to bed. I just couldn't sleep. I felt a bit sticky. Do you know what I mean? Like perhaps I should have a shower before I go to bed. That's a really good way of helping you get to sleep, by the way. If it's really hot, or it has been hot, or you have an afternoon sleep, perhaps the same as me, have a shower before you go to bed. Oh, it's wonderful. Oh my God, it's wonderful. You get into bed and it's lovely. But last night, I had terrible trouble sleeping last night. I think I might have got off around about 4 o'clock. Well, I was awake again at 8. Funny, isn't it? Anyone else have trouble sleeping last night? It was quite hot in London, I must say. On the way home, the temperature gauge on the car was reading like 22 degrees. Which is about 70-ish, something like that. I got on the motorway and it very quickly dropped to about 14 out here in Bracknell. But I just couldn't sleep last night for some reason. Got up at 8 o'clock and already this morning, I've had breakfast, porridge this morning. I went into town, went to the bank. I've been to Aldi on my bicycle. Got back here and here we are. To have a little bit of a chat together. Today, of course, you can continue to receive raffle tickets, boys and girls. There's the big raffle on Monday, every Monday now. We have, oh, hang on a minute. Is it happening this Monday? Yes, it is happening Monday. Because I got, of course, in the car last night, I'm driving back. I got about half an hour into my journey. I suddenly thought, for some reason, that I'd left the raffle tickets at our Lincolnshire Television Studio Complex. And I thought, oh, no, I'm going to have to cancel the raffle on Monday. But then it was there, and I'd already put it in the bag, so I'm pleased about that. There's all the raffle tickets that you've claimed already in the bottom there, my darlings. All right? You can get another raffle ticket today. Remember, you can get one raffle ticket per show, no more than one. And that is for a United Kingdom talk fridge magnet, which comes with its own little plastic bag, which those of you that are into drugs can use to store your dodgy items. Or, of course, if you're like me, coins and things like that. To pick up old coins. If you're walking around, town or whatever, or if you see 2 pence on the floor, a penny, okay, call it penny. If you see a penny on the floor, do you pick it up? I do. Absolutely. No, it doesn't need to be a pound. A penny. Pennies, 2 pennies, 5. I bend down and pick them up. Don't care. Don't care. That penny may be worth something to you one day. You're getting on that bus and you're like, it's 50 pence. Oh, no, what is it on a bus now? £1.50? £1.50. Oh, I've got £1.49. It will be at that point. What was that? It will be at that point you will say to yourself, I wish I'd listened to Chris Reardon and picked up that penny. Exactly. But you didn't, did you? Oh, no. Anyway, you can win. It's upside down. You can win one of those on Monday. People are going mad for these. Begging me. They were coming up in a pub yesterday. Chris, I can't watch the show. Can I have a fridge magnet? No. Join the raffle, the same as everyone else. You can get 1 raffle ticket per show, and I'll be giving those out shortly on today's show. Okay, boys and girls? If you really want to, you can have a little photo of me as well. Signed. Which will be probably worth a fortune now. You put that on eBay with my signature, you're bound to get, I don't know, 50, 60, 70,000 pounds for it. These photos are worth 10. A signed photo of me, I've heard, is worth 10 signed photos of Shirley Bassey. It's true. Or 20 of Cher, who sang very badly in that ABBA film. I'm sorry. No, it didn't work for me. Cher singing ABBA songs in the ABBA, the second one that was out earlier this year. Was it, or was it last year? I can't remember now. All right, so what we got there, that's it. Right, let's read some of your messages. Who's with us this morning? Good morning to Tommy Flynn. Tommy, morning. You get the first message in this morning, even before Shania. Congratulations, darling. Morning to Diane Jeb. Shania is in the house. Good morning, Shania. All right. Someone was telling me they were off to the Isle of Wight last night. What was his name? It was a lad who was singing for me last night. Ryan, that was it. Just a minute. We had a lad, and I haven't seen him for about a year, actually, or more. He came and sung at the karaoke last night. He was going to, I can't remember what he's going to do there. I think he's going to Cowes. He'll probably be there now. He was getting the coach down to, where is it, Portsmouth? And I said, well, how'd you get over there? He said, oh, I'll have to wait till tomorrow morning. Do you have boats that go throughout the night? Or I don't know how that works, actually. Good morning, Shania. Morning to Graham Lang. Good morning on this beautiful day. It really is. Was lovely on my bicycle this morning. In and out of town. The only thing is my knee's hurting now. It does affect my knee if I go on the bike for some reason. Good morning to Mr. Brendan Brady fan. Good morning to you. Morning to David in Hemel, who was singing last night. That's David B, who sings at the karaoke. He says, thanks for starting at 11 o'clock as I suggested. No, it's not as you suggested, David. It's not as you suggested. It's just because that's the way my Saturday runs. I do start later on a Saturday. Of course, if you was a regular viewer, you'd know all this, dear. Sometimes there's no show at all on a Saturday. Morning to Stuart Skinner, who's having a wonderful day because this is the second of my shows he's watching. How lucky are you, Stuart? You know, if I had the time to sit here watching all of my shows, I would do, Stuart. Absolutely. I see where you're coming from. He's just finished watching yesterday's show on YouTube. He's getting a double dose of me this morning. Good morning. Good morning to Danny Davis. As Danny Davis, I was a little bit concerned with Danny Davis this morning. I saw that he was doing it looked like he was going to do wrestling, you know. And if you look at him, I'm sorry, you do look a bit weedy to be doing something like wrestling or boxing or any sort of fighting or any sport whatsoever. I mean, maybe you could take up crocheting, something like that. I think you'd be all right with crocheting if you had a little bit of an instruction, maybe from your mum or your nan or someone like that. I definitely think you shouldn't be doing any sort of sport. You're a little bit weedy, darling. I'm sorry to have to say that. I don't mean that. I mean that in a caring way, as Dame Edna Everidge would say. I do mean that I'm just concerned you might hurt yourself by perhaps accident. You might break a toenail when you kick the ball at football. You know. or accidentally put a little scratch on your head when you're passing a rugby ball to someone else. I'm very concerned that you might hurt, because you're a delicate flower, Danny. Bit too weedy to be doing sport, dear. Crocheting, that's what you want to do. Good morning to Darren Litton. Morning, Darren. Oh, I was just going to talk about your programme. Darren has got a new show coming out, boys and girls, on BBC One Colour. BBC One Colour, starting on... If you don't know what that means, you're not old enough, so it doesn't matter, okay? I don't think Darren knew what that meant the other day when I said, are you on BBC One Colour? You've got to be of an age to understand what I mean by that. But yes, he's got a new series coming out. Darren wrote Benidorm. He's got a new series coming out on BBC One Colour on Friday, the 6th of September, 9:30. So I think there will be adult humour there. Is it adult humour? That's what you call it. Adult humour. And the programme is called Scarborough, which we're very much looking forward to. I don't know. I haven't read any of the synopsis or anything like that about it. I like the element of surprise. You know, the element of I do like a surprise. You know, a surprise could be that I'm in the pub tonight and after 3 years I get picked up. That would be a really nice surprise. Perhaps someone could arrange that. You know, maybe you go out there and find someone nice and fit, about 32, 35 years old, tattoos, looks like he works on a scaffolding thing or something like that, and perhaps you could pay them to turn up to the pub and pick me up tonight. That would be quite... So I do like the element of surprise. So that's Scarborough, starting on September the 6th. That's a Friday night, 9:30 on BBC One Colour. We are looking forward to that big time. We're looking forward to that big time. Morning to Adam the plumber. Morning to you, Adam. All right. Paul Adamson in the house. Good morning, Paul. Lovely sunny here. Good. Absolutely, it lifts the arms. Of course, we've got the Met Office weather warning now. Oh, Christ. You know, dangerous, what is it called? A heat wave. We've got a heat wave warning. And everyone's saying, you must drink loads of water, stay out of the sun. Oh, the same old crap time and time again. It's like we're stupid, isn't it? There are no stupid people here in the studio. None at all. Only those watching. They said that, honestly, a heat wave warning for 2 or 3 days of hot weather. Oh, please. Are there that many snowflakes around now that they need to be told that it's very dangerous to sit in very hot weather or very cold? Oh, it just gets on my nerves. It really does. We never used to have this on the telly or the radio. Warnings, don't do this, don't do that. Oh, it's the nanny state, that's what it is. They're watching, you know. Cameras all over the place. Morning to Daniel. Morning to Daniel. Was in Bracknell last week and you flashed up on Grindr, did I? Well, you should have sent me a message, Daniel. How rude of you not to send me a message. Are you sure it was me? It could be someone faking me. My picture is on a lot of dating websites. Oh, yes. Yes. You've only got to put my picture up there and messages pour in. They pour in, love. They pour in. Things like, you know, don't you think you're a bit too old to be on here or something like that, Daniel? That's what it says. Good morning, Daniel. Morning to John Aitken. Always picks up pennies on the pavement and passes them on. I still haven't won the lottery. No, that's because I used to like what's the name on that? Who's the bouncy blonde girl? Oh, Anthea Turner. I used to like Anthea Turner. She was wasn't she the first one to do the National Lottery? I like the theme tune. Ba 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 ba. That one. Oh, it's fantastic. The National Lottery theme tune. Bring back Anthea Turner. I think she needs the money. She needs the money. She absolutely does. Morning to Ben. Good morning. Colin. Good morning to Colin this morning. Morning to Mari. Good morning. Those of you that emailed in for raffle tickets have now been told your numbers. I did that this morning. As well as Maureen, who texts in and lets us know that her TiVo box has now been repaired or replaced, so she should be able to watch the show. So good morning, Maureen. Your ticket today was number 235, as you texted in for one. 235. Okay. Mari, yes, I've replied. Have you not got a reply, Mari? You must have had a reply there, Mari. I did that this morning. Or have you not checked your replies yet? I wonder. Let's have a look. Sent. Sent. There it is. Yes. Mari, you got a ticket this morning. I did them this morning. Literally just before the show came on, darling. You've got quite a few tickets there now. You ask for one every day, so they've all been replied to. Are you not getting my replies? I wonder. Might have been the case. Have a little look, darling. All right. Adam used to have an apprentice when I used to work for a company, and every time he would get 1 and 2 pences and his change would throw them out on the floor. Really? What a waste of money. Why would you throw money on the floor? So I picked them up when I was with him, and after about 6 months later, one day he had no money on him and asked if I would buy him breakfast. I bought a big slap-up breakfast, the lot. He thanked me, and I said, that's okay, you paid for it. I've been keeping all your 1 and 2 pence pieces. There you go. He never threw away another coin. Don't throw coins away, dear. Wasting money. Ben remembers well, BBC Black and White. Yeah, what used to happen? That whole BBC One colour thing that I talk about. When television was like black and white, most of it was black and white. It was changing over to colour. And the BBC One Globe would come on, and if a programme was colour, they would say, this is BBC One colour. That's where that comes from. Of course, everything's in colour now, but that's why I say when it's on at 9:30 on BBC One colour, I'm still stuck in the 70s. You see, that's the trouble. As you can see, we got the pineapple jacket on today. You like that, don't you? The pineapple jacket. Morning to Ian Days. Good morning. Did you favourite me, Daniel? Thank you, Daniel. But no message, love. No X-Pics. Very disappointing. Who was picked up by a bouncer and thrown up, David? You will be in a minute if you're not careful. There we are. Tommy, once again, Tommy last night. Tommy telling us he was coming to Central Station, wasn't you, last week? Did you turn up again? No. No, you didn't turn up again, Tommy. It's like a knife going into me. It hurts, dear. It hurts. Apparently, Anthea advertises an insurance on television now, does she? I can't remember now. Morning to Paul Finicky. Morning, Paul. And Ian Days in the house. And Paul Adamson. Morning. The tea's not hot anymore, actually. It's... Oh, that's better. That's quite cold now. Right, what have we got there? I've... Oh, yes, on the subject of your raffle tickets... those of you that email in the show, of course, I'm going to give out raffle tickets to the live people watching the show shortly, okay? Anyone who's watching a recording of the show can email the show for your raffle ticket right up to the beginning of the next show, okay? So what happens, you ask me for a raffle ticket, and I reply with your number. Now, it seems that some of you aren't getting the replies. I have no idea why that is. I do reply to them all, and it looks like I get all the emails. Mari, did you check your email, darling? You should have a ticket from this morning. Oh, well, you have got a ticket from this morning. I can't remember what number it is because I've put them all in the bucket now and sort of mixed them up a bit. But you definitely got one this morning. I then reply to your email with your ticket number. Can I just ask you, don't then thank me, okay? Don't send another email back thanking me because it gets a bit confusing. Also, I hope you don't mind me asking this. Like, if you send a raffle, asking for a raffle ticket, and I reply, don't then use that same email to reply for a ticket for the next show. Do a new one. Because it gets really confusing with the long emails, and there's all these numbers, and thank you, can I have, thank you, can I, and then it gets really confusing, all right? So if you just do a fresh email for every ticket that you want, and then I'll reply to you with the ticket number, if you're using the email service, okay, if you're watching a recording of the show, I'll reply to you with the number, but don't then thank me for that, because then I'll think, oh, have I sent that or not? And it gets very, 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 very confusing. Thank you, Daniel. I'll check your message later. Thank you very much. Good morning to Joanna. Morning, lovely. Oh dear. Did you hear that? I just burped. How rude. Air was expelled from my mouth. Thank God it was from that end. You know? Morning, Joanna. Welcome to the show, Joanna. There we are. So that's the tickets. I've ordered something on Amazon this week, actually. I've ordered a couple of more solar lights. Now, I bought some solar lights from Aldi a little while ago, and they were so little square things. You may remember I showed them to you, and I put them all up. Some round our Lincolnshire television studio complex, and a couple here. All the ones around the caravan have now fouled. And actually, they fouled within 6 weeks. And it just didn't come on anymore. After reading the instructions, that's after they were put up, I discovered that you're not supposed to put them up in direct sunlight, which kind of doesn't make sense to me, but that was the instructions. Now, the only two that are still working are the ones I've got outside the house here, over my front door. I've got 2 front doors here. I've got 2 of those little... They're only little square things like that, right? And they're on the wall. And the 2 here are actually shaded by trees. Not a lot of direct sunlight gets onto there. So it must be that I simply didn't follow the instructions. Anyway, I've ordered some more, which are like on a bracket. Okay, I've ordered 3 of them. One as... I hope he's not with us because I don't want him to know. I hope he's not with us this morning. I've ordered one because my mate wants... he'd done the same as me. He bought several of these things and they all failed. All of them. So I've now ordered these ones off Amazon because these ones have got, I think, a 2-year guarantee. Plus, if they're on Amazon and they go wrong, you just tell Amazon, they send you a return thing and you send them straight back, so it's no problem at all. I think the other ones come from Aldi, probably from, I mean, a lot of stuff's from China. It's not necessarily, just because it's China doesn't mean it's crap. You know, they do some good stuff. I mean, your iPhones come from China. Would you say they were rubbish? No. A lot of stuff comes from China. It's very well made. On the other hand, you know, some stuff comes from China and it's not very well made, including those. Although if I'd followed the instructions, maybe they'd still be working. But the 2 that are still working, as I say, are on the front of my house here, and they're kind of shaded a little bit by the tall pine trees. They still work perfectly all right. But I've ordered some more. They were £10 each. I've ordered 3. One for my mate as a sort of gift, because where his car is parked, where he lives, it's a bit dark. There's no street light there. I mean, the street lights around here are just dreadful. They changed them over to LED street lamps. About 2 years ago, they started doing it all, and it's all complete, but the light just doesn't spread. They're very bright if you stand under them, but the footprint of the lamp is like that, instead of the yellow ones, which were like that. And there's many areas now, certainly little sort of alleyways in between houses. I mean, it's not that dangerous around it. It's not like Hackney or, I don't know, somewhere like that. But nevertheless, there's some very dark areas where it used to be well lit. Not anymore since they changed with these blooming LED things. So then you start putting up your own lights, which I've done here. But I've ordered 3 of these LED ones, and they're kind of a bit like street lamps. They come on like an arm like that, and they stick out. So I'll put those up, and I'll let you know how they go. All right. Morning, Roy. Yes, we'll be doing the raffle soon, Roy. Stand by. Don't ask for a ticket until I say you can ask now. Otherwise, I'll just lose the message and you won't get one, all right? Brendan, maybe you should start charging 5p a ticket for the raffle. It's beginning to create extra work. It is creating extra work, actually, Brendan. A lot of extra work. You're absolutely right. You're right there. How's Ronnie? He's still in hospital. He thought he was coming out today, but he's been coughing up. In fact, the doctor told him he could go home today. And Ronnie said to the doctor, not his special doctor. The other doctor told him he should go home today, and if he gets ill again, to come back in. Well, what's the point of that? He was coughing away last night. He had another bit of an asthma attack last night. He's coughing up blood as well, which is not good. And he's on these antibiotics, and they want to send you home? Oh, what planet are they on? Anyway, I told him to stay put. And his special doctor has just come round, I think. I just got a text from him now. Just a minute. I'll read it to you. I'll read it to you without the bad words that we send to each other. Here we go. There we go. His special doctor wants him to stay another 24 hours to get the results from tests this morning and blood results. So that was his specialist doctor, so now he'll stay put. But the doctors, the general doctors that come around, and he said to me, this doctor that come around looked like he was about 20 years old. But that's just how it is. As you get older, these people get younger. I mean, I think there's going to be... But isn't Boris... How old is Boris Johnson? It's awful when you suddenly get a Prime Minister who's younger than you. You really know the years are piling on, don't you? Oh, it's terrible. So, no, he's not that well. I spoke to him on the phone earlier, and he's not that well still. No, he seemed to get better yesterday afternoon, actually, when I spoke, or last night. Was it yesterday afternoon or last night? I can't remember now. And he sounded a bit better then, but he's kind of gone down, up and down a bit at the moment, up and down. All right. Ian says, I couldn't tell the difference between your burp and your singing. How rude, Ian. I may have to disqualify you from our raffle if we get that sort of comment, dear. Rude. All the beans make you windy. Is that what it is? I don't know. Mari, just check the last one. It was the 20th of August. Don't know why, Mari. I've done you a ticket this morning. Let me see if I can find it for you, darling. No, no, mate. 2, 3... Oh, maybe that one. There it is. 238. There you are. 238. That's your one there. See, I've done your one. Can you see my name on there, darling? All right. That was done this morning. Don't know why you haven't got the raffle ticket from me. And the last one was the 20th. Every time you've asked, you've got one, Mari. All right, darling? The fact that you're not getting the emails from me, I don't know where they're going. We'll try again. We'll try again anyway. But you have got one every time you've asked. I remember distinctly getting an email from you every day, so don't worry too much. All right, my love. Roy watched the karaoke last night. He loves some of the characters, Roy, and especially Toby. Oh, you're not in Toby's fan club, are you? Do you know, I offered Toby money not to sing the other night. It's just horrendous. Horrendous. Yeah, John's sending good wishes. Thank you, John. Boris is 55. Yes, so he's younger than me. That's awful. It's awful, Paul. Boris Johnson, if we've got a Prime Minister now who's younger than me, oh, it's horrendous. John, we haven't done the tickets yet, dear. Calm down, for Christ's sake, man. I want to do a couple of stories first. First of all, it's in the Daily Mirror, and they're all going on and on about these bloody flights that William and Kate and Meghan and Harry are taking. So, in the Daily Mirror this morning, the Duke and... should we have another camera angle? We're very professional. Another camera angle. Cameras everywhere, dear. Cameras. The Duke... there's more cameras in here than are watching people with facial recognition, dear, in London. They got that now, in like facial recognition. I mean, don't bother me, dear, but there we are. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge budget flight to Scotland took place on an empty passenger plane. It was claimed last night. Well, what did you expect? Daily Mirror, what did you expect? You think they were going to get on the plane and sit next to peasants like you? No. Especially if you're not from the Daily Mirror or the Guardian. Can you just imagine sitting there and there's a bloke sits next to you, oh, hello, and it's like Prince William. Not going to happen. Of course the plane was empty. Why is this even a story? It says, following on from the criticism surrounded Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's 4 private jet jaunts in their lavender. Well, of course they got private jets. They're rich. They're rich. Elton John paid for them. And my thoughts on that, Elton John paid for them to go on this jet or lent his jet or something. That's his money. He can bloody well do what he likes with his own money. Oh, you should have heard this old bag ring up LBC last week. Oh, well, I think he's doing it all wrong. I think he should use his money to help poor people and starving people in the world. Why should he? It's his money. It's his choice. Let him do what he likes with it. Elton John can do anything he likes with his own money. I remember that time. Do you remember that time he spent £250,000, I think it was, in a year on flowers? So be it. His money, you know. If he wants to go and spend £250,000 on flowers, so be it. If I had that sort of money, I personally would employ people, give them a job to go round cemeteries and nick the flowers from there to put in my house. The dead people don't want them, do they? What do you think happens when you go and visit a lovely dead relative, okay? You put flowers there, and then you go home. What do you think? They come out the coffin, take the flowers and put them in there with them? No, they die. Same as the person in the ground. What a waste of time. Earlier this week, a video of the Duke... This is in the Daily Mirror. Earlier this week, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, along with their children, boarding a commercial airline to Scotland, emerged. I love that word. That's a great word, isn't it? Emerged. The £73 a head flight would do significantly less environmental damage per passenger than a specially chartered private flight. Whoopee-doo! Whoopee-doo! Kate and William were being less green than they thought, however. Unbeknown to the royals, an Embraer 145 jet, I don't know what that is, was ordered from Flybe's Humberside H. I mean, they oh, God, it just gets on my nerves. Someone's gone right into this now to find faults, looking for faults, a little bit like some of you on the show. Looking for faults, aren't you? Looking for, like, I don't know, a crease in the backdrop or something like that. These reporters are desperate, I tell you. A 145 jet was ordered from Flybe's Humberside HQ to Norwich, where the royals were flying from, according to the Daily Mail. Kate, Will and their kids got on the plane rather than the smaller Loganair plane initially intended to make the trip. Flybe denies any involvement over the decision of what aircraft to fly. Well, hopefully a clean one. You can't expect Kate to sit on the same sort of seat as you peasants, can you? No, dear. She's a royal. She can do anything she wants. I think it's just jealousy. People are just jealous. That's what it is. They want to sit on that plane. Who's that little Swedish girl? What's her name? Helga. I know what her name is. The one who's going around on a boat with no toilet. I bet she'd give anything to go on that little private jet. Flight logs show that the plane flew 123 miles. Is he even know? This reporter even knows the exact mileage. How sad are they? Flew 123 miles down to Norfolk early on Thursday morning with its identification number reportedly indicating it was empty. He's even got the number, EZE041P. The Cambridges slipped onto the plane at the last minute rather than the smaller Loganair aircraft earmarked to make the flight up to Aberdeen. The flight is normally operated by Loganair on behalf of Eastern Airways. And how can you know all that? Why would we even want to know this much information? The answer? To fill up your sad, lonely, pathetic newspaper. The two empty flights would be responsible for an extra 4.5 tonnes of carbon emissions. Oh, my God. I bet the bloke... Who wrote this bloody thing? Oh, it was from the Daily Mail, wasn't it? A spokesman told the Mail it was completely unconcerned by the allegations so long as all their passengers had a nice flight. I mean, for God's sake, give it a rest. On and on about these planes. I bet the bloke who wrote that article farts more than the carbon emissions come from that plane. On and on and on. Give them a bleeding break, for Christ's sake. That's what it is. People are jealous that they can just pick up a couple of bags and order a plane. Could you bring a plane round, please? And Elton John can bloody well do anything he likes with his own money. The same as you can and the same as I can. And that's it. Let's just read some of your messages there. All right, Mari, got your number there. Good, excellent. Roy says Toby looks like he should be a baddie in a Bruce Willis film. Yeah, of course. Those of you in the know, those of you that watch the karaoke stream will know that there is great chemistry between me and Toby, and that's why we're able to do what we do. Sometimes, I can't remember who it was, someone said, come up to me and they said, I think you're really nasty towards Toby. They don't get the joke. And we often get this now. These sad, pathetic people who just want to look for faults all the time, and they don't get the joke, and they come up and say something. Well, to me, that makes it even funnier. When I've got perhaps not necessarily myself, but if I've got a drag queen on the stage and she makes some sort of unpolitically correct joke, and I find it hilarious, and then you look down and there might be one or two people who are like that. It becomes even funnier to me. I think you sad characters who just don't get humour, go away. We haven't got time for these people, dear. Good morning to Al Hassani. Good morning. Who's in Baghdad? A very good morning to you. Morning to you. I think you are our first ever viewer in Baghdad. So welcome along to the show. Morning to Yvonne. Morning, Yvonne Flanagan, who is in the house. Crazy Karaoke Clan, nearly 1,000. There you go. So Yvonne does a little karaoke thing. Do you want to put the link to that? I don't think you put the link to it, Yvonne. If you've ever got a link to put up, then feel free. Just put it within the messages there. All right, my darling? David, do your carbon offset your trip to Lincolnshire? No, I don't. I don't care. I don't. What, in a hybrid car, dear? Hybrid car? There's hardly anything coming out of that car. A little bit of water drops out now and again. Now and again, I have to pull over, usually halfway on my, as you asked, you know, as you ask, usually halfway from my trip to Lincolnshire down to King's Cross, I pull over into a little parking place. I get my cup and I pull my shorts down. I have a little wee in the cup and I chuck it out the window. Is that bad for the environment? No, I don't think so. That is my. Well, it's not. It's not. Is it? It's not. It's not. What's it called? It's not bad for the environment. It's not in emissions, is it? It's perfectly all right. Have you ever weed on your plants, David? Must be difficult when you've only got plant pots in the kitchen on the window. What do you have to do? Get up onto the chair and point it carefully into your plant pots on the kitchen window still. Paul Adamson says the problem is Harry went to a climate event and told us we should all not fly to save the planet. He even walked barefoot to show how in touch he was. Then he flies in private jets. We hate the hypocrisy. Paul, it doesn't matter to me in the slightest. I couldn't care less. Couldn't care less what he does. He's got the money. He can do anything he likes. That's it. If you want to speak, I mean, quite honestly, I do get, if you're going to do a speech on the other side of the world, how else do you get there? I suppose video, you could say video links. We could do everything with video links, really, couldn't we, when you think about it? Don't need to have meetings. I suppose companies and large companies and that now do meetings by video, don't they? They must save a fortune on travel when you think about it now, mustn't they? But there is this company, I believe, I can't remember what it's called, some carbon offset company who, if you want to, and I hope you're going to do this, Paul. I'll be very disappointed if you don't do this. If you're going abroad or somewhere on a plane, you can contact this carbon offset company and tell, well, I don't know where you're going, Paul. Gran Canaria, probably. Something like, there's flat fires there at the moment. I'm going to Gran Canaria for a week's holiday. I'll be flying, economy, business, first class, club class, whatever. And I want to offset my carbon emissions. I believe the company will then send you a figure, which you then pay them to offset your carbon, okay? And then they use that money to invest in anti-carbon measures. I don't know what they are. Planting trees or building dams. I don't know what they are. But I gather there's a company. I can't remember what it is now. But I gather there's a company that does that. So next time you go on holiday, Paul, I want you to ring up that company and pay them their dues. All right? Oh, if Yvonne can't put a link up. Oh. Don't know then. Don't know how that works. Bring up your page, Yvonne. Okay? Karaoke. Oh, I can't remember what it's called now. Karaoke something or whatever. At the top, where the website address is, just copy and paste that in, and that should work. All right? Morning to Mike Rees-Ponto. Just back from Lidl's. I went to Aldi this morning. Yeah, got done all my shopping in Aldi. Got some vegan burgers and things. Joanna says, so rude, peeing in a cup. Well, what else do you do, Joanna? It's either that than wet my knickers. Not that I had any on. I don't wear them. Do you? Do you mind me asking you that? Do you wear knickers, Joanna? Or only when it's cold? Paul hates flying. Same as me, Paul. I hate it. Paul hates flying. Try to avoid it as much as possible. Whenever I come to London, he comes, Eurostar. Posh seats. Of course, Paul. Of course, posh seats, dear. I would expect you to come any other way. Wouldn't expect you to come. We're going on. Oh, funnily enough, I didn't even know. I was driving home. Was I driving home last night? Or driving to work? I can't remember. 1 minute. Let me just think very carefully. Now, where was I? Or was it a dream? It might have been a dream, actually. I came down. Hang on a minute. Let me just work this out. Yeah, I got it. King's... no, it wasn't. It wasn't King's Cross. Or was it? Can't remember. Anyway, I was driving home last night. I think it was on the way last night. And going under this under railway bridge somewhere. I can't remember where it was now. And suddenly I saw the Eurostar. It went that way. And another went that way at the same time. Two of them together. One going to France and one coming back from France. I didn't even know it took that route. That was an exciting moment in my journey home last night. That and the idiots down the M4. Oh, my God. Like that they are. Dreadful. Why there's not... Oh, excuse me, I've done it again then, didn't I? I'm full of wind this morning. Why there's not more accidents on that M4, I do not know. It's one of life's mysteries, isn't it? Roy says we've got video links by Zoom Interactive at work. Oh, right, okay. A woman I know works for Chesterfield typing notes from audio. She's in Ireland. Meetings via Zoom. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Now, where's Paul there? Yep, there's Paul, yes. Right. Roy still travels by horse and donkey up here. Grim North. Sometimes special occasions they put hay cart as on a taxi to make you more comfortable. Ah, here, Joanna doesn't wear knickers. I knew you was one of those, Joanna. Terrible, dear. She's got no knickers on. Fancy sitting here watching this high-grade posh television programme with no knickers on. How rude. Rude. Morning to Ray Reynolds. Good morning, Ray. Wishing us all a happy bank holiday weekend. And of course, it's the last bank holiday again till Boxing Day, isn't it? Do you class Christmas Day as a bank holiday? You don't, do you? I suppose you would, wouldn't you? I don't know. Paul goes to Paris, Brussels, and Amsterdam these days. A three a day direct to Amsterdam. Yeah, it's very easy. I love trains. I must admit, I didn't find the Eurostar particularly comfortable seats because they don't go back enough, do they? I booked a holiday this week. We're going to Euro Disney. I did say I wouldn't go back there. Horrendously expensive. I mentioned this last week, but we booked a holiday to Euro Disney in March, April, May. One of those for just a 2-night stay, which is 2 nights is plenty of time to do the whole of Euro Disney. Really, it's not that. As long as you're out early. You know, if you're mucking around in your hotel room until like 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, you won't do it. You've got to be out there early, 9 o'clock, get out. So I booked that, and I'll be taking my niece and her family to Euro. Really looking forward to that Euro Disney. Horrendously expensive food prices, though. Really is very, very expensive. We booked the cheapest hotel, Santa Fe. What do you want for a hotel? 5-star hotel. To sleep in a 5-star hotel or a 1-star hotel is exactly the same, except, of course, you might get bed bugs. I shall be taking plastic bags to put over my bed sheets and sleeping on those. Thank you very much. Roy's son... Roy's son just asked me if you're gay or just a fairy. Both, actually, Roy. If you tell him I do both. I can be gay and a fairy at the same time. I haven't decided what I want to be today. Remember, gang, according to all those lovely people who live in Islington, the champagne socialists that live in Islington, you can now identify it by whatever method you want to now. Last week I was a celery stick. I'm identifying last week as a celery stick. Today, I'd like to identify today as a roll of sellotape, okay? And believe me, I will stick to you if you're not careful. Exactly. Right, let's. Shall we give out these raffle tickets then? And then we'll do some more stories. How long have I been here now? Oh, Christ. I don't know where the time goes. 45 minutes already. Right, it's raffle ticket time, gang. If you're new to the show, can I just tell you, you can have a raffle ticket. Right? The raffle ticket is for one of these. The raffle draw takes place on Monday mornings, okay? That will happen sometime between 8:30 and 10 o'clock on Monday morning is raffle time within the show. And then one raffle ticket, one only. Well, there's no second prize. Winner takes all. Winner takes all. There's the tickets. That's all the tickets we've collected this week so far. Good morning to Maureen. She's with us. Morning, Maureen. Her TiVo box is now... Was it changed or repaired? What was it? I wasn't sure what you said there. So there we are. Okay. You can have one raffle ticket per show. If you're watching a recording of the show, email me. I will reply to your email with a number, although some of you are not getting the return emails. I know Mike didn't get a return email either the other day, so it's Mike and Mal. I don't know why you're not getting the return emails. But I will try and return your email with a number. Okay? Right, so first one of the day goes to Maureen. Maureen, ticket number 240 for Maureen. Okay, right, let's tear some more off. Do your raffle tickets now. We'll do this for 10 minutes. After which, you'll have to email. Don't try and ask for 2 raffle tickets. It'd be quite easy to find out whether you ask for 2 or not. If you do, I'll take all the raffle tickets you've collected already, and you get barred from every. So it's fair to everyone else. All right. Okay. How's your son's finger? Is that all sorted, by the way? Now, Roy. Oh, that looked nasty. That was caught up in a bicycle chain. Really, some damage done. Is it like perfectly normal now, or has it got a bit more? Because of course, if you're young, these things tend to fix themselves very quickly, don't they? It's only as you get older you start having to have kidneys and things like that removed, don't you? My aunt's only got 1 kidney. She doesn't feel any different. I often wonder, if you have a kidney out or a lung, right? Maybe 1 or 2 of you have. It's a perfectly serious question. If you've had a kidney out or a lung, does it feel light on that side? Because it's 2, isn't it? 2 of those, 2 of those. What else have you got 2 of? Stop it, boys. I know what you mean. I don't know what else. Yeah, kidney or lung. If you have 1 out, does it feel like empty inside you? I've often wondered that. I hope I don't ever have to find out, to be honest. Roy Brownlow, ticket number 241. Roy Brownlow, ticket number 241. There you are. Right, okay. Ticket number 242 goes to Mari. Ticket number 242. There, Mari. Ticket number 242 for Mari. Ticket number 243 to Diane Jeb. There are Diane babes. Diane Jeb, ticket number 243. I see I write your names on the back there, see? You can see that. For some reason, it's more difficult to see it up at Lincolnshire. I think it's the lighting in there. The studio I have in Lincolnshire is much smaller than this here, and I'm very close to the lights, and it's a bit glaring in there. I wonder if I should use different lights in there. I'm not sure anyway, there you go. Diane, that was it. James Greswold, all right, James. Ticket number 244 for you, James. Greswold. 244, okay. 244. 245 for Brendan Brady fan. Brendan Brady fan. There you are. All right. Oh, it's a bank holiday Monday, isn't it? I forgot that. Bank holiday Monday, yep. Okay. Oops, tore that one there. 2 for that. Was that Brendan Brady I just did? Wasn't it? I've done you, Brendan Brady. Yes. Have I? Oh, Christ. Hang on. I've lost my numbers now. Just a minute. What was that last one? 245. Where's 245 gone? Oh, there it is. 245. Brendan Brady fan. Okay, 245. 246 for Joanna. Joanna Evola. Still trying to get the YouTube subscription up, gang. YouTube.com/Chris Reardon UK. If you could hit the subscribe button on there. I'm trying to get up to 1,000, okay? We're up to about 760 now, so a long way to go. Chris Reardon UK, youtube.com/Chris Reardon UK. Please subscribe to that. 246 for Joanna. Mike Reese Ponto, 247. The draw is on Monday morning. Between 8:30 and 10 o'clock, okay? 247 for you, Mike. 248 for... You should give a free badge to everyone who sings at your karaoke. Well, we did do that a few years ago, David. But you weren't there, unfortunately. There isn't any more at the moment. Sorry, David. Yes, Roy got his return email, so... Oh, I don't know. Good, I'm glad your boy's finger's healing up. Does he do anything with it, like play the piano or guitar, or has he got a hobby like that? Because that must be quite devastating, you know, if you do something like that, play piano, guitar, I don't know, flute, but what else? Computer games, and you lose the use of something that works, whatever it is you're playing. It must be really devastating, that, mustn't it? But as long as that's getting on all right, good. Be careful. Don't put your fingers in change in future. There we are. Mike. Who have I upset now? Thank you, Brendan. That's it. Paul Adamson, thank you. Oh, I've got 770 subscriptions now. 770, 89. Oh, it's only another 223 to go. Do you think we can get there by next week? No. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Chris Wheaton UK. Paul Adamson, ticket number 248. All right, Paul. Paul Adamson. Anyone else? Anyone else want a raffle ticket? Nice and quickly, darlings. And then we get on. If you're watching a recording of the show, don't forget you can ask by email. Chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk is the email address to ask for your raffle tickets if you haven't got one on the live show. Now, do any of you do vaping? I used to be a smoker many, many years ago. I gave up about 30 years ago. One of the best things I ever did was give up smoking. I was in my mid-20s, actually, when I gave up smoking. And at that young age, I could walk up a set of stairs and... It was like that. That's what made me give up. That's what made me give up. It was obvious it was damaging my health. So I gave up. I had to try a few times, and then I just hit the right day. I don't think it necessarily has to be a day when you've got no worries. I was going for a divorce at the time, and I was stressed out to the maximum. I tell you that now. But that's when I gave up the smoking. So you just keep trying until you hit the right day. That's what worked for me. But a lot of people, of course, have given up the smoking for vaping, assuming, of course, that that's okay. Well, in the Sun this morning, a patient who developed lung disease after vaping has died, according to health officials. The death in America is believed to be the first of its kind in the world and has triggered concerns about the safety of vaping. The UK government has previously promoted vaping as an alternative to traditional tobacco smoking. Authorities haven't identified the man who died, but he is known to have lived in the state of Illinois, and it was between the ages of 17 and 30, and was between the ages of 17 and 38 at the time of his death. The Centre for Disease Control says nearly 200 people have contracted severe respiratory illnesses after vaping. Now, I don't know, I mean, I think they need to go into that a bit more. It says every one of those affected was an adult or teenager who had used some kind of vaping device or electronic cigarette. Doctors say their illnesses looked like inhalation injuries where the lungs react to a caustic substance. All the cases have been recorded since July 2018. It goes on, growing concerns. Electronic cigarettes have been thought of as less dangerous than tobacco cigarette, and Public Health England say they are an effective tool to help people give up smoking. But academics here in the UK say more research is needed into the long-term effects and regulation needs to be increased. It says there are, and I do see a lot of young people vaping now. It's like a club, I suppose, you know, like all my mates are all doing it. I'll start doing it as well, I suppose. It was the same for me as a young person with the smoking, you know. It was in the Scouts, actually. All the Scouts used to smoke. You know, we were 14, 15 years old. We used to sneak in cigarettes and we'd all be smoking them in the tent. Very dangerous, of course. But that's what you do with your boys and that, and we were all together. One smoked. Oh, I'll try one of those. And you remember the first cigarette you had? And you have another one until you stop coughing, don't you? How mad is that? How mad is that? Well, now it's vaping. There's concerns about the number of young people who take up vaping because the products still contain the addictive substance nicotine. Some vaping flavours used in vaping devices have even been found to produce a toxic reaction. Now, some of those flavours, I have to say, of people vaping are quite pleasant. They're very strong. The strawberry one and the vanilla one I particularly like when you first smell them. But then, as the night goes on, you think, oh, Christ, that smell. It starts getting on your nerves, doesn't it? Experts recently warned that just one e-cigarette can immediately increase your risk of having a heart attack or stroke because of damage to the body's blood vessels. So there we are. If you're a vapor, perhaps not some very good news for you there. I did think when this started, we don't really know enough about it. It's like a lot of things, you know, if you eat too many beef burgers, you die from some sort of heart attack or something like that. But there's new evidence there to suggest that perhaps vaping isn't as good as like an... I don't know if it's any better or worse than smoking. But I suppose, you know, I mean, one could argue, of course, that when you're walking along the road, you know, you're breathing in fumes, whether it be bits of diesel or petrol fumes or anything like that when you're walking along the road. You know, so difficult to say. There's a lot of people, you know, really hardened smokers, and you can't get them off the cigarette. They are totally addicted, and it's just unfortunately how it is. But they would argue with you that, oh, well, my nan smoked for 95 years and she didn't die of anything. Well, perhaps she was just extremely lucky. I wonder if it will be the same with vaping in a few years to come, you know, whether more and more people will start looking ill. Maureen's just texting. They gave me a new box and piggybacked onto next door's cable as they have the internet. Oh, right. Okay, so you must have internet. If you're watching YouTube, you've got internet, Maureen. You must have internet there somewhere. Somehow, I suppose. Is it not a browser? Have you got a smart telly? Have you got a browser? Like you can type in like www stuff on there. Let's have a look there. Paul. Vaping. I often have to emerge from a huge cloud smelling of raspberries. There you go. David smells it as well. It does get really sickly after a while, doesn't it? That smell. When you first smell it, like the blueberry. I like the blueberry one. You're like, oh, that's a nice smell. But then it goes on and on and on. Oh, I'm fed up with that smell around me all the time. Mike gave up smoking nearly 2 years ago. I now vape, but will give that up eventually. Well, try now, Mike. Do it every day until you give it up. Really, I don't think our lungs are made to inhale anything that's sort of not natural, really. Although if you've been in a room with my nephew farting, or worse than that, my great nephew farting, he's 6. Oh my God, he stinks the place out. Great nephew Harry. He is the worst. Although it wasn't, apparently, were you with us on Thursday? Or was it Thursday or Friday? I think I'd been around there the night before. And the other nephews and nieces were having a sleepover at their cousins. So they're all 4 of them in the same room. And great nephew Harry, who's usually the worst offender, comes down the stairs and said, Mum, someone really stinks upstairs. I couldn't work out who it was. Evie got the blame, the oldest girl. She's 7. She got the blame. Have you got something to take the smell away, Mum? Hilarious. Children are so funny, aren't they? You know, some of the things they do, they are absolutely hilarious, children. Paul Adamson, you're absolutely right. Sticking chemical things into your body can never be good. Either by injection or inhaling or orally by tablets. Although I'm not sure that all my years going to trade at Turnmills, I don't think that did me too bad. I haven't gone too mad. I do get brain fog. Absolutely. I do get brain fog. I have difficulties sometimes when there's a lot of things going on at the same time. Certainly, sometimes at the karaoke, it gets a bit stressful. Sometimes, like people are handing you bits of paper, or trying to have a conversation with you, and you've got to keep an eye on the microphones, and someone says the music's too loud or it's too hot or too cold, and all these things are coming to you at the same time, and sometimes it does get, I get a bit of a brain fog, and you kind of have to put whatever's happening in some sort of order into your head while it's all happening. So, for example, if there's someone standing, and they will stand there with these like request slips, quite nothing, quite nicely, trying to hand you a ticket, and there's someone on the stage who's just finished singing, and someone over there is trying to have a conversation. Now, what order would you put those in? Eh? You've got to keep the show going. If I start having a conversation with that person down there, or that one down there, or that one there who's trying to ask me something, or do something with the curtains, and they finish singing, there's a gap. Everything goes quiet. And you kind of try and put stuff into an order while it's all happening. So the main thing, I think, when doing sort of karaoke or DJing or any sort of thing, is to keep the show going. That person on the stage singing deserves all my attention while they're singing. When they finish, it's the next one, and then the person handing the ticket to you, perhaps, or trying to have a conversation, they're down. They have to be. You've got to make them wait because it's the only way. I think most people understand that anyway, when they're waiting. But sometimes, in particular, young girls, they shout and they scream because they're not getting the attention. Well, what about the person on the stage? Their sound isn't right because I'm having a conversation with you. Do you want me to talk to the next person while you're on the stage? No. So sometimes I do get a bit of a brain fog if lots of things are happening at the same time. And I tell you what else gives me brain fog. Technical problems. Things that don't work properly. And it seems to be a thing with computers. Not desktops, certainly laptops. Over the years, So you've done a night, you close your laptop down, The next day you set it up and it just doesn't work. Something doesn't work on there. It might be the screen has gone differently, or the sound's not coming out the right channels, or something like that. And you've done nothing to it. They absolutely. Why am I hiccuping and burping this morning? They absolutely have a life of their own, computers. And one day they will talk to each other and take over the planet, dear. Morning, Adam the Plumber. No, you're not too late. Ticket number 249, Adam the Plumber. We were just doing that. Morning, Adam. Adam, all right. Did I tell you? Did I ring you yesterday? I can't remember, Adam. I'm getting a quote for the bathroom to be done next in the caravan. I'm getting the water heater changed. I think I told you that the shower in my caravan is a little bit pathetic. I did get a special head, for the shower, which has got smaller holes, which has improved it, but it's still a bit pathetic, the water that comes out. Anyway, I rung up the, I can't remember if I told you this, Adam, last night or not. I rung up the people that are going to be doing the bathroom. I haven't agreed anything yet. And I said, I've got this old water heater, and it's really old. Can I show you a picture? I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. I've got to show this water heater. This is what heats up the water in the caravan. It's 20 years old, this thing, right? 1 minute now. 1 minute. Where is it now? There it is. That's, can you see? There it is. That's my caravan water heater. Look how old that is. It's probably scoured up and everything. And I rung up I emailed the bloke. Very helpful man. What's his name? Not Jamie. Jamie done the air conditioning. It's the same company, Simon. I was so pleased with the air conditioning that they put in. The air conditioning, come heating, it does both. That I've gone back to them to have the bathroom done as well. I don't feel ripped off at all. I think they've done their prices bang on. You don't feel ripped off. And I sent him a message. I've got this old water heater. He said, yeah, we can replace that. What you've got is a water heater. I'm not quite sure what this means, but if I tell you, you'll probably understand the same as I did. The flow rate, I think that's the way the water comes through the unit. That old one there is 4 litres a minute. 4, right? They could put a new one in, which will give me a flow rate of 10 litres a minute. So that sounds to me like more water comes through quicker, right? I would imagine that. So I'll probably have that changed as well while I'm doing it to improve. But it's lovely. It's like, I love my caravan. I'm spending a little bit of money on it at the moment. But you can buy an old caravan and do it up a lot cheaper than you can to buy a brand new one. Brand new caravan, minimum price, I think it's about 23 grand, £25,000. Remember, I only paid £8,000 for that caravan? And since then, I've probably spent £4,000 since doing bits to it. That's with the air conditioning as well. 4 so far. Maybe a little bit more. There'll be a little bit more in the bathroom. And then I'm thinking about doing some other bits. I'm gradually doing it all out. Be lovely. Like a little home in the country. Thank you very much. Yes. I just want to read that from Mike Reese. Thank you, Mike. Let me see if I can bring that up on here. I can't click links on there because it's on a different page. Let's see if I can bring that up as a story myself. There it is. Here it is. I'm not reading the Guardian. I'm not reading the Guardian version, dear. We won't read the Guardian. I don't like the Guardian. Here we are. Let's go for Sky News. That's an old Sky jingle. That I think that's the movie channel. Do you remember that? Oh, it's great. Oh, that was a great piece of music, though. This is Sky Movies. Great jingles. Anyway, in Sky News website, as pointed out by Mike Reese there, the boss of Greggs, this is great. I'm so pleased that they're doing this. Greggs has said the bakery chain is now planning to release vegan versions of all of its best-selling products. Now, they already do a vegan sausage roll. I've got to tell you, they are to die for. They are absolutely delicious, the vegan sausage rolls. And I generally have one on a Sunday just after I've come out from church. I go up to the shops in Woking. I go to Wokingham. I'm playing the organ tomorrow. I'm still not happy with the song choices, with the hymn choices I've made. We do get a list of hymns from a lady who chooses the hymns for the church. I don't stick to them. No, I just choose my own hymns. I change the numbers, dear. That's it. And afterwards, I usually go up to Greggs and have a vegan sausage roll. And I go in there. There's a boy that works behind the counter. He don't say much. You try and have a conversation with him. There's a girl in there as well. She has a conversation with you, not him. Vegan sausage roll, please. How are you today? £1, please. Maybe he doesn't speak English. I don't know. The move follows the success of the brand's vegan sausage rolls, which was released in January. Chief Executive Officer Roger Whiteside told LBC 97.3 about the plans as Greggs prepares to open its 2,000th store. Fabulous. Greggs are great. And you don't, again, it's another place where you go in, you buy a sandwich, a sausage roll, a cup of tea, maybe a soup. They do soup as well. And you don't feel ripped off. Completely unlike if you go into the BP garage and buy a sandwich in there. How much are they? I never forget, I went in there once, I think it was a BLT, and they wanted $4.99 for a bloody sandwich. Are you for real? Aldi do sandwiches. I was just in there earlier, and they've got decent sandwiches net £1, or was that out Asda? I want £1.49. I think I saw sandwiches, which I think is all right. Up to £1.99 for a sandwich is reasonable. Asda do some sandwiches. They do a cheese and onion sandwich in Asda, right? It's £1. Have two. Oh, don't worry about your weight. I gave up years ago. The company's innovation team, this is Greggs in the Sky News site, has also said it's working on a new product that will be as big as the vegan sausage roll, but Mr. Whiteside refused to reveal details about what the product may be. I wonder if it would be a cheese and onion pasty. Cheese and onion pasties, I love them. Only thing is, with some of those cheese and onion pasties, sometimes it's just awful. Some of them are all right. I think the Greggs ones are fine. But I've had cheese and onion pasties, and I don't know what cheese they use, but it's bloody horrible. Awful. Perhaps they're going to do a vegan cheese and onion pasty. Yum, yum, yum. But the funny is, you've got to be very careful with vegan cheese. It's really hit and miss. A good one that I discovered is sold at Sainsbury's called Violite. Violite. I don't think they can spell it. Violite cheese, which you can get from Sainsbury's. That one's quite nice. But I've tried other vegan cheeses, and some of it's absolutely vile. I tell you that, whether it's the texture or there's some of them in Holland and Barrett. I've tried some of them in Holland and Barrett. Absolutely vile. So be very careful. I hope they make sure they will. I know that if they got the vegan sausage roll right, I'm sure they will get whatever it's going to be. Maybe a cheese and onion pasty, maybe something else. It says, we can't tell you what it is now. That would be giving away everything to our competitors. You haven't got any competitors, Greggs. You stand alone in this world of awful food as one of the pioneers, boys and girls. Greggs is the top dog. I don't think you're going to go the same way as Jamie Oliver's restaurants. Poor old soul. He was crying, weren't he? Because all his restaurants have closed. Poor old soul. Well, he was so excited. Did you ever go into a Jamie's Italian restaurant? Me and my mate went in there, oh God, about 8 years ago. Something got to be 5 to 8 years ago now. And we had a lunch in there. It came to like 65 quid for the two of us. Didn't go back. That's why your restaurants have closed, sunshine. Too expensive. Too expensive. And one of the things I hate about restaurants, they used to give you the chips in a little cylinder. Oh, God. I hate it. Chips in cylinders, baked beans in tiny little ceramic pots so that they don't have to give you so much. No, we don't want any of that, dear. No. There's a bloke, actually, Phil Nash is his name. He comes along to the karaoke sometimes. He often posts, I don't know why people do that, they post pictures of their breakfasts. And he goes somewhere, here's a picture of my breakfast. And they say, what do you think? I mean, is that what it's come down to now? You know, you put Facebook messages of your breakfast up there and want people to comment on it. What's all that about? Just eat the bloody stuff. And it'd be a little pot of baked beans. No, dear, no. You want a decent breakfast, lunch or dinner, go to the Trawler's Catch in Skegness. Chips and beans, great big thing, beans poured over the top of it, decent portions. You know, not 3 chips in this very I mean, that's the next thing that'll happen. You know, a lot of these posh restaurants, they've come away now from putting the chips on the plate because they know they have to give you more to fill up the plate. They put them in this tiny little thing like that. Now, I reckon they're going to get smaller next. Eventually, you'll order a chip. That's what'll happen. You won't be able to get them. You'll have to buy chips singly. How much? That's 20 pence per chip. Tight-fisted bastards. That happened to that place in Boston I told you about, didn't I? The chain restaurant or something like that. The Chainbridge restaurant in Boston. Horrific. Nice food. Took a bit while to come, but nevertheless, nice food. Just not much of it. Where's the chips? And I said, where's the chips? Wow, that's a portion. No, that's not a portion. Put some more on, you tight-fisted bastards. Dear me. If you're going to answer, if that's the question, if that's the answer, well, that's a portion. Thank you very much. Won't come back. Didn't go back. Now I go to the Trawler's Catch in Skegness. Highly recommended by this programme. Thank you. So that's the vegan news. Thank you very much, Mike. I do hope they do really well with that. It's nice to have news. And Greggs will go right into that. They'll sort that out. They won't take a risk. They'll test it on everyone, you know. I would like to volunteer to be a vegan Greggs tester. Yes. Ray Reynolds says, I found myself laughing out loud even though alone the other night at the Dad's Army reruns, even when you've seen them over and over again. Lauren Hardy, a close second. You're absolutely right, Ray. I still laugh out loud when I watch Dad's Army, the same as my sister does, you know, in between drinking gin and eating chocolate. And my brother-in-law, we sit there and we howl at Dad's Army. Why? Because it's funny. Because it's funny. Like, Are You Being Served is funny. Oh, but we're the BBC. We can't show Are You Being Served. It might offend gay people. Oh, please, get a reel of yourself, will you, BBC? I used to be such an enormous BBC supporter, I tell you. Not anymore. It's just ridiculous what goes on these channels. Politically correct, frightened to upset anyone. We can't even have a laugh anymore, can we? But all those things are hilarious. What have they got now? Keith Lemon. Oh. Keith bloody Lemon. Just awful. Right, let's see. Is that gaffer tape over the pilot light hole? Possibly, I don't know. I had to stop it blowing out. Hope you're not on a water meter. I certainly am, David. I am on a water meter. It doesn't cost a lot to use water. I do not understand these people in the supermarket and you walk past them and they've got trolley loads full of bottles of water. Why? You don't think that the government would allow bad water to come out of the tap unless there's been some sort of accident, do you? What madness is that? Buying bottled water. Endless. I mean, stacks of it, dear. They do make me laugh, these people. You see the posh people in Waitrose. You know, oh, we must buy paper straws. Well, no plastic. And then they got this packet of paper straws. And then 40 bottles of water. Plastic bottles of water. What's all that about? Ridiculous. Oh, dear. Let's just scroll down. What's happening now? Have I missed something there? I might have missed something there. Good morning to Michael Pullman. Michael, I was just doing the tickets. You haven't had one. Let me give you one. 250. All right, Michael Pullman. I've done your ticket. All right, 250 as I saw you there. 250 for you. That completes the little page. Thank you. Morning to SJB Homebrew. Do you make your own? Is that like you make your own brew or something like that? I'm sure you do. Air conditioning in Lincolnshire. Yes. Somewhat what? Incongruous. What the hell does that mean? Incongruous. Now, you know, David, I'm not intelligent, dear. Don't start using big words like that just because you're so bloody clever. Cheek. Your sound won't be working very well on... In fact, not only will you be in mono on Monday night, David, if you come to the karaoke, I'm going to take you up. You'll only be on one speaker. I'm going to turn one of the speakers off just to upset you. Morning to Dukey, Chrissy baby. Morning, Chris. Thanks very much for returning my call yesterday, Chris. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me sitting there on my journey into London on my hands-free phone trying to ring you, dear. No return call. And how long's it been now? Nearly 12 hours. No, nearly 20 hours since I tried to call you. No return call. Says he, the person who is disappointed with people that don't return calls. Exactly. Don't worry about that caps lock. I don't know. It's not a spelling test. Morning to Brandon Schmidt. A very good morning to you. Michael Lawrence is in the house. Morning, Michael. You're late and all. Christ almighty. Let me give you a ticket. 251, Michael. 251. Okay. There we are. Michael. You're not even having to ask for him this morning, are you? I don't want you to miss out. Draw on Monday morning. Lawrence. There you are, Michael. I thought you was coming down the pub last night, Michael, to touch me. Very disappointed you didn't turn up. David loves Skag Vegas. Oh, it's great. Actually, a place better than Skegness, I find, is Cleethorpes. Oh, they've got a lovely fish and chip restaurant on that pier there, David. Really nice. It's posh fish and chips. And all the waiters and waitresses, they've all got, like, you know, black trousers and shirts and bow ties. Really nice in there. Highly recommended. And if you have, do you like halloumi? Oh, halloumi. Jeez. Dukey, Chrissy, baby. Are you coming to Cleethorpes soon? We could have a dirty weekend, just you and me there. Does that sound appealing? Oh. Okay, well, I thought I'd ask anyway. Yes, I mean, I could take you on that pier. We could have deep fried halloumi and chips. And over the halloumi, they put honey over it. Oh, it's delicious, dear. I'm getting quite peckish now. Gonna have to have my dinner soon. Getting hungry now. Drinking from a can says, my eyes are hurting, too much yellow. Don't you like my pineapple jacket? I'm wearing it specially for you, Mr. Drinking. Dad's Army is about as funny as a turd in a chocolate mouth. Don't you like it, David? Of course you don't like it, David. You're one of those people with no sense of humour. I don't think I've ever seen you smile in the pub. Ever. Why is that, David? Thank you, Michael. All right, so, yeah, Michael Pullman. All the emails have been replied to now, so you should have another ticket. If you asked for one last night, you would have got them. Okay, people are not receiving the emails back. I don't know why that is. Okay, you're the third one to say that, but everyone who asked for a ticket in the last show has got one, all right? Drinking from a can is in Colorado, USA. So this is my culture for the day. Culture? What, this programme? You must be joking, aren't you? You want the BBC for culture? This is life in the raw, Mr. Drinking. Done your ticket, Michael. SJ Homebrew says, I'm in New Zealand. It's legal to brew. Yeah, people brew their own stuff here. Actually, my uncle is no longer with us. Uncle Terry. He was a wonderful man. Lost him, I think, about 3 years ago now. He used to do his own beer. And he'd do it in buckets. He had the shed, my Uncle Terry. And my Auntie Marion is still, fortunately, on this planet. They live in... They did live in Walton-on-Thames. And then he moved to, I think, it's Chertsey. Oh, God, I can't even remember the name of the place now. Anyway, they're on the river. And he had this shed. In both places, he had this shed. He used to make his own beer in buckets. Buckets of the stuff. He used to get really dry. He loved it. It was very strong, apparently. Not my cup of tea at all. I don't drink at all. I let a little glass of champagne if I'm at an afternoon tea or on a plane. That's about it. I don't drink spirits or beer or lager or anything like that, really. Don't really interest me having that stuff. All right. Now, are you looking for a job, boys and girls? Do you like computer games? There's a good job for you in the sun this morning. Wow, look at this. Video gamers are now being recruited by the army and other employers at job centre workshops. Top brass are targeting... How quick are you with your fingers? That's the question. Top brass are targeting quick-fingered players who have proven skills in perseverance, hand-eye coordination and problem-solving elements. They could include the young lad, Jaden Ashman. Oh, is it Jaden? Is that a boy's name or a girl's name? Oh, I don't know. Doesn't matter. British person, Jaden Ashman, 15 years old, who won almost £1 million at the Fortnite World Cup. And I only discovered the other day, I knew about that Fortnite thing because it was all over the telly. You can actually make a living playing computer games. Did you know that? Other employers looking to take on gamers with transferable skills include care company Home Instead and the British Heart Foundation. The Department of Work and Pensions is organising the Gaming to the Workplace jobs fairs nationwide. Businesses donated equipment for a workshop in Taunton in Somerset. One bloke who took an army virtual reality system said, I didn't realise there were so many more skills gamers have to offer. It's been very insightful. More than 8 in 10 recruiters who attended one workshop said gamers have skills that can be transferred to the workplace. And 6 in 10 said they'd be far more likely to employ a gamer after attending the event. So the army are looking for gamers. And when you think about it, I suppose in the not too distant future, wars will be fought by people sitting in front of computer screens and joysticks and buttons and stuff like that, won't they? I mean, why would you send young people to their deaths, carrying guns, marching around other countries, when you can do it by drones? That's the way it's going, isn't it? Why would you want to send someone out there to die when you've got this little gadget with, I don't know, some sort of little gun or something like that, or a little bomb attached to it? It goes, and it lands and blows everyone up. That's how it will be in the future, I suppose. Won't need these armies. Just a few people sitting in some sort of room, and it'd be like a computer game, wouldn't it? People will still die. Whoever's on the receiving end of that drone is going to die. So I don't suppose it will save. But it will, you know, it's going to be whoever makes the best technology, isn't it? How that works. That's all in the future. Drinking from a can says, I've got the coordination to get a can into my mouth repeatedly. Does that count? I'm sure it does. Actually, this morning I'm just drinking soda from a can instead of my usual alcoholic beverage. Oh no, I've got to have tea in the morning. He's on Vaughan Live, this bloke. You can't see his messages if you're on the other platforms. All right. Okay, gang, let's do today's birthdays. And then I'm going to go and have my dinner after that. We got one from yesterday. Actually, two from yesterday, which came up late. From Adam the Plumber. Please could you wish Jane Howard a happy 18th birthday. She's on the Isle of Wight. Sam's daughter. So happy birthday to Jane Howard for yesterday. And also Sean Stewart, a friend of mine. Happy birthday to him as well. So that was two birthdays from Adam the Plumber yesterday. Happy birthday to you both. Also today, gang, that's happy birthday on Saturday the 24th of August 2019 to Ian Armstrong, who's 50 years today. Happy birthday to you, Ian. Jackie Minnis today is 54 years old. Paul Allen Alvarez, happy birthday to you. Wain Cara Douglas, is that Caravan? I think you're Caravan, aren't you? Caravan, I'm sure it is. 50 years old today. Happy birthday to you. Jade Monroe today, 26 years old. Kirsty McMorland today is 29 years old. And Tyto Hernandez, that's a great surname, isn't it? Hernandez, it's their birthday as well today. So happy birthday, boys and girls. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Right, I should go down and do some lunch now. Thanks for watching and listening to the show today. I'm not sure of the time of tomorrow's show, boys and girls. Okay, I think it will probably be night time if there is one tomorrow. Certainly, I don't think it's going to be early morning because I'm on organ playing tomorrow and it's a little bit tight to do it. It'll either be after that or I'm probably, if my mate's still in hospital, I'll go and visit him tomorrow afternoon. So there'll be a nighttime show. But if he's out of the hospital, it'll be an afternoon. So I'm not sure of the time of the show tomorrow. Please, gang, have your notifications thing set to on. If you're watching on YouTube, or whether or not you're watching on YouTube, please go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Chris Reardon UK. Click the subscribe button on there and the little bell. There's a bell indicator there. And then whenever there's a show on, doesn't matter what time it is, you'll get a little ping on your phone if you've got that notification set on. And the same with those of you that watch the show on Facebook. Have your notifications set on there. And every time there's a show, you'll get a little ping. All right. Can I just check something, actually? We weren't getting the messages from the United Kingdom Talk page the other day, and I know a couple of people in Australia were watching the show yesterday, and I didn't find their messages until well after, so I'm just going to have a quick look there and see if we picked up any today. Whether or not they've... Yes, there are. Oh, there's Mari. Oh, no, Mari. There we are. It's just Mari, I think, who put comments there today. Let's have a look. Just Mari? Oh, Mari. So that did work today, didn't it? Yes, those messages did come through today. Thanks ever so much, gang. Have a lovely Saturday, and I'll see you again at some time tomorrow. Cheerio now.